Hi there, Loy Machedo speaking to you from LoyMachedo.com. And who's Loy Machedo? Alright, today I just want to address the question, or rather the issue that people tell me. And this seems to be very frequent with some people. Now, what is that question, or what is that statement? The question is simply this: Loy, I don't have time. You know, it's really funny, it's really odd. When I speak to people about, let's say, you know, why don't you read a book? Being a coach, I tell them, why don't you read a book? Why don't you spend some time investing in your future? Why don't you go for some course? So people tell me, listen, Loy, you don't know, I don't have time. It's so funny. If you tell them do exercise, I don't have time. If you tell them, you know, read a book or go for a course, I don't have time. You know, I want you to think, and this is what I tell people. If the President of the United States, or even the ruler of this country, has time to focus on his education and his development, which he does, all successful people do. If they, the President of the United States, the ruler of any country, if they have time to do exercise, if they have time to focus on important affairs, if they have time to, you know, read a book and go for self-development, you're trying to tell me you're even more busy than them? In fact, I know a lot of CEOs whose salary is around, let's say, anything in the range of, you know, even up to 75,000 US dollars a month. Okay, they have time to read a book. They have time to do exercise. They have time to invest and focus in their future. So you're trying to tell me you're even more busy than them? Fine. Let's assume you might think, oh, Loy, you don't understand. You know, they can delegate. Fine, fine. Then let me ask you this question, right? Let me put this video for upload. Previous one. Yeah. Okay. If you're that busy, then let's assume tomorrow you are diagnosed with cancer and you have to go for treatment. So what are you going to tell the doctor? No, doctor, listen, I don't have time. Fine, maybe you might say yes. Or what if, suppose someone you love has had an accident and they're about to die. So they are lying on the road. Are you going to say, excuse me, listen, tell them to wait. I'm very busy right now. I don't have the time. No, you'll drop everything, especially if it is your spouse, your child. You'll drop everything, rush to the child, make sure the child is okay. If the child has to be taken to a doctor, because that is your priority. So the fact of the matter is simply this. It's not that you don't have time. Everybody has time. Everyone has the same time, 24 hours. It's all about priorities. It's all about how and what you choose to do. It's not that you don't have time. You choose not to spend time. You choose not to give time to this particular task. Because if you choose to give time, you will have time. So now, what is the solution if you don't have time? What is the solution? This is the solution I recommend. What I normally do is, I have this sheet. I have the sheet of paper, which is a Word document on my iMac. Every day, whenever I get up, I always get up odd hours. I have a list of things to do that I put it the night before or the day before, whenever I sleep. I put that list first and I decide, okay, these are the things I want to do. And when I get, before I go to sleep, I decide A, B, C, this is what I'm going to do. Sometimes, when I'm too confused or too sleepy, I leave it for the time when I get up, and then I look at it and say, okay, I'm going to do this first, this second, this third, this fourth. And I leave the rest of the stuff there. So, I try to complete whatever I can. And then the following day, I always make sure I save that document. The following day, whatever has to be added up, or before I sleep, whatever has to be added up, gets added up there. So I keep filling this list. Now, obviously, there will be some things which I never seem to do. So then I ask myself, these list of things that are down here, which I'm not doing, okay? I keep saying I'll do it later, and it goes on for 15 days or 1 month. Then I actually decide, do I really want to do it, or am I fooling myself? And then I keep this in a special box, and I decide, this is what I want to do, but I choose not to do, so let me not fool myself. It can be anything from wanting to lose weight, it can be anything from wanting to do exercise, it can be meeting someone, because sometimes we like to fool ourselves and say, yes, I will do exercise, yes, I will try to lose weight, yes, I will meet that person, yes, I will, whatever. But we don't allocate time, we don't give it priority, and we just fool ourselves saying, I will do it. So best is, tell yourself, be true to yourself and say, I'm not going to do it, and I choose not to do it. So then you don't prove to pity yourself as a victim. Rather, you take control of your life and say, I choose not to do it. Not that I don't have time. Yes, you do have time. It's you don't choose to do it. So this is how I tackle the aspect of I don't have time. And this is how I recommend you, instead of bullshitting yourself and saying that, I don't have time. Yes, you do have time. Remember this. Tell yourself, I choose not to do this task because I don't give it priority. Remember this. If you prioritize, you will always have time. The things that we love, the people that we love, and for the moments that we love, we always create time. And that is why successful people never say, I don't have time. They just say, I choose to either do this task or not do this task. Loy from loymachedo.com, addressing the very simple fact, do I have time or I don't have time? Let me know what you think. Goodbye for now.